Welcome back, softies, for another episode of the Soft Knocks podcast.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Do you watch, do you have, Paramount Plus?
Yeah.
Do you watch South Park at all?
No, I guess I didn't realize it was on there, but
Well, they do the,
they are funny.
they do the, movie length ones on there. They do, hour-long episodes.
Okay.
And they're, specials more than they are, the episodes. But
They're
they just
funnier from the clips I've seen, with all the woke stuff.
They just did one about influencers, and one of the the music or the art teacher at the elementary school was on OnlyFans, and then and it was something like she was making $10,000 a week or something, and so Randy Marsh, one of the dads, was he's like, I'm gonna do that. So then he goes onto his OnlyFans. And it's him talking, and then the camera zooms out, and he's wearing a shirt, and then he zooms out, and he's bottomless, and his little fucking dick is wiggling there. And he tries being an influencer on OnlyFans. It's quite funny.
It is tempting with how much money they make, but nobody wants to see dudes. But
no, but what if put some nail polish on my toes and just be on a feet, just do
have
feet.
you seen your feet?
There's just a lot of weirdos out there. Come on, throw the ball to number 20.
By the way, yeah, Jason's in a championship for the big money.
Yeah,
That's what you need. Brees Hall.
Yeah, so last week in the semis, well, I guess it's the first round.
I thought you were gonna lose. Tyler Lockett only needed 30 yards more.
No, that was.
Or was that 2 weeks ago?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
But last week, the first game. Was it the first game? Well, whatever. Stephon Diggs had 7 points, and I was like, God damn it! There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. And then Brees Hall went off, Jamar Gibbs went off, the Sun God went off. It was crazy. I ended up scoring a shitload of points. I don't have a lot of confidence in this week. If the guy I'm playing offered to chop it, I think I would. He has Christian McCaffrey, so it's
yeah,
it's a tough one. What's your thought on chopping pots on these?
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I hear you.
I mean, you're still gonna get second place money. Right?
Yeah, and this one, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if the two want to do it, it's their choice, but I wouldn't, even if I get the shit end of it. Last year, I could see with the whole DeMar Hamlin dying thing.
Yeah, I see why they did. They chopped the money in that one.
Especially most of those matches were realistically could have gone either way.
I think in the championship and the...
Unlike our league where Jeff definitely would have lost regardless.
Yeah, no, I think in the big money league last year, I think... So Matt won, but I'm pretty sure the way the scores were set up, it was close enough that Toby would have probably won.
Yeah.
If I remember right. And so... very gracious of Matt to chop it. Probably the right move. I think there were a lot of people that just said, no, fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
It scored how it scored, which is unbelievable.
No, that was unforeseen. I could see a few points, but if it's a 30-point blowout, it wasn't going to make a difference.
I just...
in a lot of games.
That league, it is so frustrating because I have thought I've had a great team all year, and to be here in the championship is awesome and all, but just looking at his team and anybody that has McCaffrey, it's oh god.
Yeah, and he's got Washington this week. That's a dream matchup.
My only I sort of hope that they're up and they're just why would I keep playing McCaffrey?
Yeah, you want a big blowout in the first half.
That doesn't involve him scoring 40 points in the first half, but
you got to expect 20 minimum.
Yeah,
probably.
Well, I think he's just projected for 25.
Yeah,
it's the only player in fantasy football that gets projected for over 20 points that's not a QB.
Yeah, he's clear cut. I think number one next year probably.
Yeah. Can't wait for him to get drafted 1 overall.
And get hurt immediately.
Just ACL, PCL, ACT, MCL,
leg
SATs.
amputated, STD, everything.
Just have to take
He's
his
probably
leg
already got
off.
a few of those. But who is your early top 5 PPR? Way
I don't
early.
know.
I don't even. On the spot.
I'm probably biased from the players that did well for me. I mean, he's an obvious choice. CMC. I think St. Brown goes a lot higher this year.
Jefferson's still pretty good. You got
it'd be interesting to see what the Vikings do at quarterback. But he seems to be sort of QB proof. You know, he did incredible last week. Oh man, my high school buddy league. I was in the playoffs, and I scored just shy of 190 points, and I lost to 220 points.
Ouch.
The other match in the playoffs last week, it was in like around the 150 mark. It was a little tough to stomach.
Yeah.
The guy I was playing had Breece Hall, who I had in the other one.
45.
So, yeah. He just, I don't know. Out of all of them, I guess, you know, I prefer to win our league just for the shit-talking aspect of it.
I think we need to up the ante next year.
But when it comes down to just like the next one is obviously the one where I don't even know what the payout is in it.
It's big.
I can't remember if it's 60-30-10 or if it's 50-30-20. It's probably one of those two. I don't think they're paying 4 places. I don't think. So if it's 60%, that's like $1,500.
I know that's why. God, it hurt to lose that last week because my team's been doing good last set, high score
and then I feel so bad. I snuck in the old man league.
Oh yeah, you beat me somehow.
I beat you the last week of the regular season to basically pull you out of bye week contention.
Yeah, you just killed me.
And then I somehow beat you in the first round. So 2 weeks in a row, I somehow beat you.
I looked. I think it was those Chief running backs.
Yeah, both of those guys scored over 15 points in that league.
And Kelsey's just awful for me this year.
He hasn't been great this year. I mean, he was
busy.
Good, but he kind of fell off a cliff at the end of the year.
Too busy getting jabbed and endorsement deals and jabbing Taylor Swift.
It is kind of funny that there's talk like she was sort of the downfall.
They did that with Romo and Jessica Simpson. I remember years ago too, but
yeah, that's.
I don't think that's the reason why. But I think Kansas City they don't have any options. Last year I was looking at that, like they still did it last year and they didn't have a big time receiver.
I still wouldn't put it past them. Like they sneak in the playoffs and then chip in a chair. Once you're in the playoffs, anything could happen.
Well, yeah, it's the NFL. Week to week.
Yeah. Any given Sunday. Or Saturday or Thursday, evidently, anymore.
Like all of a sudden now Brock Purdy's terrible. Like the narrative's just changed so quick. And they overreact to everything.
Yeah. He had a really bad game.
Everybody's got a bad game. I think he's proven he's pretty good.
And they still won. Did they?
No, Ravens beat him.
Oh, yeah, that was a Ravens game.
But I don't know. I still think they're the favorites, definitely, in the NFC.
That could have been a Super Bowl preview, really.
But people forget the Ravens were kick return from losing to the Rams at home. It's just every week's still different. You just never know.
Yeah. They're all really good.
They're all pros, and and a bad call here or step out of bounds, that changes a game. Just a game of inches. Let's bring out every cliche. It really is, though.
Oh.
So how was your Christmas?
It was good. It was really busy.
Yeah.
We had stuff going on. We were supposed to have stuff going on basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday just at home with us, and then Tuesday night. Our Saturday plans at her dad's got canceled because he was under the weather. But Friday we went out to Pleasant Hill and went to a ugly sweater party. That was fun.
Was that at your high school friends?
Yeah. They put on quite the spread. They had he made chili and he smoked the chili on the smoker,
Oh,
and
really?
he puts like sausage in the chili, but he cooked the sausage over the chili, so like all the drippings from the sausage fall into the chili. It was really good. It was really good.
Just put everything into it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's not. I'm trying to find the second half bet here.
Yeah, and then so we ended up not doing anything Saturday because that was canceled. So that was a nice reprieve to just be able to sit at home and get some stuff done around the house. Sunday, we did Christmas Eve here with my brother and sister-in-law, the kids and cousins and all that, and what did we do? We just hung out and watched football and had some beers and hung out. Didn't do a whole lot on Monday except open gifts and then chill out for the rest of the day and put stuff together and play with the toys. Tuesday night, then her mom's side came over, and there was quite a few people here. I don't know, 10 adults and all their kids. It was
Rowdy.
a madhouse, yeah. We ordered pizza, and it's like the first time I did bad pizza math. Didn't order enough pizza.
That's a dad sin right there.
I never want to do bad pizza math, but like I didn't have like a real head count. Like I had to work all day, and then I was working from home, and people showed up at like 2:30 or something,
and
I'm still working, and so like I'm still like getting a few things done at work, and then Mia came in and was we were going to get the pizza order together. Yeah, should have ordered a couple more, but it was a good time. But it was a lot of people.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
There's not a ton of people really. Busy though, but we went to Anthony's on Christmas night. That was fun, and it was just us. Like her family couldn't make it this year, so it was pretty small. We just watched the games, lost money betting. I didn't know Anthony's really like big with the cash out and then rebet.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he's got a system down.
I don't know that really works. I've pretty much heard that the cash out is
he keeps a close eye on it. I usually just make one and see what happens, but
yeah,
that not great games really. The Ravens just beat the hell out of them. That wasn't much to watch.
I did a teaser for all of the underdogs that day. That obviously it hit.
That hit then, yeah.
But I didn't need to do a teaser.
No.
I could have just done a moneyline parlay, and I would have made bank off the bet I made.
Yeah, the Chiefs game, that was the most shot. I didn't see that. What, the Raiders didn't make a pass after the first quarter or something?
I didn't expect them to win. I just thought the spreads were all pretty high.
Yeah.
And the totals were pretty low. So I was like, I don't know if these are going to really end up this way.
And the Eagles, they aren't that good, man. I don't think they're that good. They should have lost that game. But we got New Year's. What are you doing?
I don't know. We don't ever do a whole lot for New Year's.
Yeah,
It's just, with the kids, it's, my parents are out of town now, so I don't have the easy out for dropping kids off somewhere.
Yeah.
So we'll probably hang out here. I may duck out, swing over to your house.
Yeah, we're having
for a little
few
bit,
people over.
Nothing.
Getting the death pool draft going. So.
What a concept.
I know, it's terrible.
What a society.
It's
we're
terrible.
In.
Some good options this year.
Who's your like dark horse? Who's your like young one that's gonna go? Or are you gonna be giving stuff away? Like,
it would be giving stuff away, but nobody's gonna listen to this before.
Yeah.
Or period. Well, Bruce Willis, he's not that young, but
I think that's like halfway expected.
Yeah.
What's the
way dark horse?
What's the one that some young movie star or rock star or something that's gonna?
Travis Kelce, myocarditis, just falls over with his...
Oh, no.
Oh,
Wouldn't
young rock
that be
star.
something?
Young rock star. There's gotta
In the
be.
Super Bowl. They
Yeah.
canceled the Super Bowl. He's DeMar Hamlin in the Super Bowl.
Man, would they cancel? They got to just keep going,
No,
right?
no, they would just
You
keep
can't cancel
going.
the Super Bowl. But yeah, there was someone. Who the hell was it? Post Malone seems to he's cleaned up his act a bit. I don't think he's going
I don't
quite
know.
as hard.
I'm not up to date on all of the people
know.
close to death.
I need to get I got my draft rankings in order.
How great is it that they have rankings for that stuff?
I mean, Jimmy Carter's been in hospice for like 7 months now. If he makes it to the new year, I think he's won
One of one.
I think so. You wouldn't get a lot of points though, but a layup.
Yeah, I've never done a Deadpool, so I wouldn't even know.
Anthony introduced me. I never heard of it either until that. But
Gamble on anything these days.
Joe Flacco, that is amazing.
He should maybe be a pick. Like he's up
He's
there.
gonna die.
He gets in the playoffs, wild card weekend. That's in the new year. I mean, they're going to win this game, so. Oh yeah, just a steady diet of handoffs and
Brees.
passes to Brees Hall. Like he doesn't even need the yards. Just throw him the ball. Just 25 catches for 0 more yards.
I think he's their only option. I mean,
Yeah.
what a bummer year for that team. They had so much hype.
Although,
I did kind of want him to be in the race just to see if Rodgers would
yeah,
try.
I would have liked to seen what Rodgers would have done there, but I'm not convinced that they would have been like world beaters with.
I don't know about
with
world
Rodgers,
beaters, but they would have been definitely in contention for.
They certainly
wild
would have been
card.
better.
Yeah. There he goes.
Yeah, just run him into the ground. I don't care what happens after this game. What a sick world we live in.
It is, but
Dance for me.
he's making enough money. Well, he's still on a rookie contract, I guess. What'd you take on Russell Wilson drama?
I love it.
It's a Jason move, man. You gotta.
No,
you
you're
don't
not
want to
even
be on
thinking
the
of-
hook for that.
You're not even thinking about why I love it. Because it guarantees my my bet with Anthony.
With Anthony, yeah.
I mean, it was already pretty much a guarantee, but now, I mean, he's
done.
He's done. I get it though. I mean,
You could tell Sean Payton hated him from week one.
Yeah. But if they're gonna have a contract rule in there that says that all that money, I can't remember how much, like
37 million or something like that.
becomes guaranteed if he is, what was it? Is it
If he
Injured.
gets hurt.
yeah, if he can't pass
Yeah.
a physical, right? And he wouldn't waive that bit of his contract, and so yeah.
Yeah.
They're not winning anything this year, and if they already plan on moving on from him, what are you going to do? You going to, pay him $37 million if he gets hurt? No.
So they're just going to trade. Do they cut him or trade him? I guess.
They'll cut him.
Yeah.
No one will want his contract, so
So they just eat the
they'll eat
What
whatever
an
they have to
awful
eat.
trade
Yeah.
that was.
Especially now, like they no one's going to believe that they're going to keep him, and so no one would
No one
trade,
trade,
right?
yeah.
What are you going to do? I don't know. I think he was actually, he's pretty decent this year,
Yeah,
really.
he's way better. Yeah.
I think they had some other problems on that team that weren't his fault.
No. They did get better as the year went.
Rodgers, what a tool.
His interviews are interesting, but yeah, he's a different cat. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure if he was like the Bears quarterback for all those years, I'd probably love
Oh
him.
yeah,
but...
he would. No, he's definitely pretty cocky.
So what would the kids get for Christmas? Anything big
Yeah.
and spectacular?
Santa brought Gianna a gymnastics bar
Oh,
that she's
okay.
been wanting.
Is that
That's-
like a balance beam kind of thing?
No, it's just something like you pretty much just hang off of it and you can like do flips off it.
Oh,
It's nerve wracking to watch, but
yeah. Start putting money in your savings.
fucking Santa. And then Aria got some like dolls and stuff, and they got so much I can't remember. I mean,
It's
from
just
everybody.
It's really hard. The kids get so much stuff, and every year it's just more and more
Trying
and
to,
more.
I can't even think of, but a lot. They got a lot.
Yeah, we're bad parents. Our kids, Santa got our kids TV for the playroom,
That's nice.
and some more Wii games and some beanbags. We're essentially moving them out of the living room.
Yeah, I
and
think it's a
into the
gift.
playroom.
It's a gift for you.
Yes.
You just stay there.
Like that's what they need is another screen. But we did get like one of the Wii games is like this family game night where it's got different like board games, but on the video game. So that might be fun. Play
Yeah.
like the Game of Life or Mousetrap with the family or whatever. But outside of that, they got the usual stuff, you know.
That race car thing I see is pretty.
Yeah, he got a slot car, and we played with it quite a bit on Christmas Day. He gets so frustrated at losing
Yeah, so
or
does
when things
Gianna.
don't go his way.
Yeah.
It is just like
That's why you said family game night. I don't know if I could do that. She would get so mad.
it's hard to like you know, things where he's not immediately really good at, like he has a hard time with. He's gonna have a tough life if he's
Especially with your genes.
yeah he's not gonna be good at anything. Maybe golf.
Yeah, Gianna got a magician set, I guess.
Oh yeah.
She's been doing that. I thought maybe she'd like to see a real pro. I put on David Blaine,
No, didn't
and
have
she
any.
got pissed. She's like, well, "That's easy." It's like, oh, he just did this and this. It's like that was pretty good, John. If you can do that, you got a hell of a future ahead of you.
Yeah, well, there you go. YouTube channel, magician.
Well, yeah, everything backfired. How about our gifts though from your lovely wife?
Oh yeah, she got us our first merch for the podcast. She got us shirts that say "podcaster," and then it's
We'll
got the
send
logo
you guys
on the
one
back.
for free if you.
You're actually gonna get another one because
I heard. Yeah.
the logo on the back of that was misprinted, and so she reached out and yelled at them, and then they're like, "Well, we're sorry. We can reprint it or refund you."
Reprint.
Yeah. You'd think I would just say refund me and just live with the misprint, but I was like, whatever. What do I care?
I don't know. We need some merch.
What are you doing, Jets? Give it to Brees Hall. That was your mistake.
Or kick a field goal. Oh, he should have caught that.
Yeah, I should have. Brees Hall would have caught it. Mm-hmm. This is going to be an annoying episode of this podcast where I say Brees Hall 57 more times.
Take a drink.
Yeah, she got me some more whiskey. I always need
Those
some
are the
more
best
whiskey,
gifts, yeah.
You know? I never give her any ideas. I'm terrible at that because mostly I do the dad thing where I'm like, oh, I don't want anything. Don't give me anything. And so I saw something come across Instagram. Exile did another collab with that distillery over in West Des Moines. And so I was like, oh, you know, hey, you work downtown. If you want to pick up a bottle of this whiskey for Christmas, that'd be all right. And sure as shit, that was what
That's something you'll use.
Yes, it will get, never goes bad, it will get drank.
Yeah, I'm not very good at. JD actually just kind of told me a few things. Oh my God, they blocked that kick. God, they suck.
Oh, the Jets are terrible.
But yeah, JD sent me a list and I got her a few things on it. Nothing that surprising, but
No,
I don't know.
Mia has wanted she's been wanting some new earrings for a while, so I just finally ponied up.
You go to a pawn shop.
No, got them on Cyber Monday.
Are they fugazis?
No, they're real.
Yeah. Watch her ears just turn green.
I was looking at. They better not. I was looking at the lab-grown diamonds. You know,
Lab grown.
They say it's a real diamond. It's just built in the lab instead of it's not
Just
cubic,
like lab meets real meat.
It's
is
not
what
a
it is?
cubic zirconia. It's real diamond. It's just as good as the real one. It's just not mined.
I need an African
they're
to lose his
they're
arm
actually
if,
like
if I'm going to get a diamond.
cost wise, they're not. It's not like it's crazy cheaper than real diamonds. It's more about your. I don't know. It's probably more about the philosophy of they don't have to be mined, but
Like Blood Diamond. Great movie.
that is a great movie.
So college football playoffs, what do you got?
So
Or who do you got?
I was looking at these matchups, and I'm still going to root for Washington, but I don't know that they have much of a chance. I was thinking about it, like
Against Texas?
I think to win the whole thing. I think they have a chance against Texas.
Yeah, I think they might beat.
I think the playoff committee did themselves a disservice. I think we're getting the best game in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I think Michigan-Alabama is going to be a really good game. And I think that Michigan is favored, but not by
like
much.
A point or point and a half, yeah.
And it's going to be a good game. And I think Alabama's going to win that game. But I think it's going to be close. I think it'll come down to, the very end. And I think Alabama is just probably the better team.
Yeah, that's
but
who I'd pick.
I'm surprised that the committee didn't try and figure out a way to have that be the.
Well, I think they had to make it look like you couldn't move Alabama up to 3, right? You'd have to keep them at.
We should have just flip flopped Texas and Alabama. Why? They both have one loss.
Yeah. Well, then they got the head-to-head or something, but.
They can do whatever they want, right?
They really can't do anything. They should just do what they want.
I mean, Florida State should have been in.
Yeah.
So, even though Florida State isn't beaten, well, they probably beat Washington, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how good that team was.
They would have a chance against Washington, I should say, I guess. But so I mean, they probably should have done Alabama, Washington, or and then Texas versus Michigan, and then I think you still end up with Alabama, Michigan.
Yeah.
As it sits, I mean, you're just going to have, you're going to have a Alabama-Michigan game that's going to be a great game to watch, I think.
Yeah, I think that will be a good one. I will take Alabama, though. I think they.
Yeah.
Although it kind of scares me that a lot of people are picking them.
Yeah, you wonder, how much of it is your bias from having seen them been in every single playoff.
And win a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because think about it, they wouldn't even that Auburn game if that 4th and 20 on the goal or 4th and goal on the 20, they wouldn't have even been there.
I think they said that Alabama, I can't remember how many of them they've been in, but they've never lost in the semis.
Really?
Their only loss in the playoffs has been in the championships.
Georgia beat them twice.
So I think it was they'd been in a number of them, and I think they said they'd never lost. I think that's what I read. I don't know. So I think that's going to be a really good game. I don't know. I really don't know much about the Washington Texans game. I don't.
The Pac-12 thing you just wonder how good those teams were, but.
Yeah, but you also wonder that about a Big 12 team, right? The Big 12, it's no secret that they weren't world beaters this year. So is Texas really good, or was their competition a little light? And same could be said for Washington. And maybe that's why they put them together, really. I don't know. But I think we're getting the best game of the bunch in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And then, I'm rooting for Washington, so I hope they beat Texas. And then whether it's Alabama or Michigan, I hope they give them a good fight.
Yeah. Our soft knock hard lock is Bama.
Yeah, I think they're going to win the whole thing. If I had to pick one, if I were to bet a team to win the whole thing, it would be Alabama. I think it's close, though. I don't think Michigan's some pushover.
No, they're not going to blow them out, but.
I do think whoever wins that game has a better shot of winning the whole thing. But what do I know?
Not much from our recent picks.
No. It's been a weird year in the betting. I had it up quite a bit, and then I lost some of it. And then I cashed out again. And then I had $1.90 in rewards from DraftKings. And I put it on some parlay, and I took it to $10, and I've got it back up to 40. So here we are. We're just gonna inch our way back up.
Anthony discussed your dollar bets the other night at Christmas.
Well, what are you gonna do? I've said this before.
Not very big units, but
I'm never going to bet enough to financially improve my situation, and so it would just, it's just, it's for fun. A little something on the games. Whether it's $5 or $10, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Although Anthony is right. Like, we totally screwed the pooch on that. We should be talking like we're betting $500 and $1,000, not 5 and 10. Next year, guys.
Well, $1.90, you meant $190, right?
Yes. As soon as we start making money on this podcast.
Yeah, then we will. Like pardon my take.
Yes.
I had a few beers yesterday at the bar for getting haircuts, and I, for some reason, bet Tulane money line for like $30, $40. They lost by 3 touchdowns. So I don't know why. I just had a feeling. That's why.
It happens.
Take the phone away when I'm having drinks.
What's your thought on the playoffs? You about the same on that?
Yeah, I think Bama, close win, 1 possession over Michigan, and I don't know.
What's the
enough
total
about the other
on that game?
Can't be real high. Like in
40s?
I would think low 40s. So Michigan, they do have good defense.
I imagine they both have. I mean, Michigan, yes. I think Alabama has a pretty good defense.
How about Iowa State being favored by 10 in their bowl game?
Bet the other side. Bowl games are weird. It's so hard to know like how
45
how much these players are going to get up for the game.
Oh yeah,
like Iowa's playing Tennessee, right?
Yeah, their Tennessee's quarterback opted out.
I might bet the under in that. I think it was 36.
Yeah, I could see.
But it's like, who knows?
It's like whoever their backup is, we know is better than Deacon Hill still, but there's no doubt.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, I'm not even excited for that game, but
when is it?
Something to watch. Is it? Yeah, New Year's Day, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, New Year's Six Bowl, huh?
Yeah. Is there anything on New Year's Eve, or is it?
Yeah, I bet there's games. I don't know.
NFL. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's NFL all
I know
day.
there's NFL, but
what happened to Breece Hall? Why is this guy in there?
There he is. He's there.
Wish that was a pass.
Say Breece Hall again so that people can drink.
Breece Hall. Oh man. Been watching any of the bowl games?
No, I did watch some of that one tonight, Kansas State, because Asher had action on NC State. So at least I won something. But like you said, they're hard to watch. A lot of the best players aren't playing.
Yeah.
And that actually gets me into the sports story of the year. I do think it is college football's whole.
Okay,
just everything about it. It just doesn't feel the same anymore.
So, talking about like what are the top sports stories or events or things of the year? Like, I went through and like tried to go back and look at a few things, right? Because it's been a kind of a crazy year for stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so, like if I had a top 5, I would say in no particular order, you've got the college football betting scandal in the state of Iowa. And I say in the state of Iowa because that is the only place that went through this. So Iowa and Iowa State both got, in trouble for players betting. But it's
not even
like,
on their own team.
It's got to be going on everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But they just happened to do this look into the state of Iowa, and which mostly is the Hawkeyes and the Cyclones as far as big sports.
It really stopped Iowa State from being a national title.
Appreciate the vote of confidence, but I will say, like, with the losses they had from that, I am surprised that they did as well as they did this year.
They did a hell of a job, especially the start they got off to.
All it makes me think is like, oh man, what if, Although we did find out that we have a pretty good quarterback, and the end of the year we found out we have a really good running back. So
yeah,
that's one positive from the whole thing. And then, we talked about it the last podcast, but the whole like PGA
Golf,
Live stuff, and that's still going. Like, it is like a series of stories that happened. The whole like deal they announced in the summer, and they were supposed to have another deal. Like they were supposed to have it like wrapped up by the end of the year, but they've extended that out to the Masters now. John Rahm went to LIV. That was he's the current reigning Masters champion. So it's probably no coincidence that they want to have the deal done by the Masters. John has been suspended from the PGA, so he is not allowed to play in PGA events.
Yeah.
So it's just been a whole crazy story. I think
I'm sure he's drying his tears with
with $100 bills. It's a crazy story it's gonna change golf. Like golf is going to be different going forward. I don't know what it's gonna look like in the next 5 years, but they're gonna do something different. There is a chance. I will say it's a small chance, but there is a chance that the PGA is the side that loses here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like John Rahm could be the tipping point. He could go. He went. A few more guys go.
They've already lost some top heavy talent there.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's interesting to me. The Shohei, what's his name? Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, with
that contract that he signed.
The deferred.
I can't believe it's allowed.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, when I first heard it, I thought it was a joke. I saw it come across Twitter, and I was like, "There's no this isn't real. That's not legal." He signed a $700 million contract, and I heard somebody like break it down, and they were saying, okay, a $700 million sounds extremely rich for a baseball contract, but then they broke it down to, okay, well, in today's money, when you talk like accounting and finance terms, present value, it was actually a pretty standard deal as far as what a player like him would get. So I think it was like $450, $470 million in today's deals because he's not getting the money for 10 years.
For 10 years, yeah.
But a crazy part of that, like I can't believe the state of California is going to allow it. One of the reasons he did it was he's deferred the money, and when you defer money like that for a certain length of time, you don't pay state taxes. You pay them where you're living, right? So after 10 years, he leaves California and he starts collecting his money, and he doesn't have to pay the ridiculous, like, whatever it is for California state income taxes.
So he'll probably go to, like, Florida.
Or go back to Japan. Won't pay any.
Yeah, that's true.
Or, yes, he'll go to Florida, Texas, anywhere that doesn't have a state income tax. So it's just, it's crazy. Like, I can't believe any players haven't done this before. Mm-hmm. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that, like, people can't afford it, I guess. Because he's only going to get like $2 million a year.
And so the advantage for the Dodgers is what? Just
there's no cap hit.
There's no that was it.
So his salary cap is. I mean, now they will have salary caps a decade from now where they're not even paying a player.
Yeah.
I mean, the player's not on the team, but they are paying him. Right, so that's going to suck, but the thought is you just win the World Series now and don't worry about it. He's got endorsement deals where he'll be able to still make money and all that.
Yeah,
but
he's not
I can't imagine. I don't understand why other teams haven't done
they probably
this.
Will now.
Yeah, I think they will. Another favorite story of mine this year: Coach Prime and Colorado.
The rise and fall.
Yeah, I went back and looked at this because I remember they beat TCU week 1, and it was like, oh my God. And then they beat Nebraska week 2, and it was like, everybody's on this train, and he's just out there hyping everything up. And then
Oregon, right?
No, they played Colorado State. And so they went 3-0 to start the year.
That was a good game, I remember.
That went into 2. They looked like they were losing bad at halftime.
They were losing bad. I remember that.
And then they went to 2 overtimes, and so they started out the year 3-0, and then it came off the rails.
Bad.
Yes, they lost their last 6 games of the season. They had another win, I think, in there, but
they weren't that close either.
No, so it was just this crazy rise of Coach Prime as being the greatest thing since sliced bread, and then just a fall down to earth, just an incredible fall down to earth, but. How big of a bandwagon was that? Like, everybody was on that. They were selling Prime gear.
It was
all over the U.S.
It was getting obnoxious, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was still pretty cool.
Yeah, he'll probably he'll still build them, I think, with recruiting and stuff.
If he sticks around, which I think he will after that, the end of that season. I mean, I think there was like talk after those 3 wins, like, is he going to even be at Colorado next year? He's going to go to the NFL.
Yeah.
That's not happening now.
God, no.
But
I don't even know how good a coach he is, but he will be able to recruit very well.
Yeah.
So.
And then I think like the last of my top 5 as a homer pick here, I went back and looked at the Bears draft from 2023. They took the number 1, the first overall pick, and they turned it into DJ Moore and 5 draft picks.
Nobody else knows this.
No, everybody knows it, but like as far as a Bears fan, that's a great story.
I didn't know it was 5. That's pretty good.
Well, they traded down to pick 9, and they got an extra pick and pick 10. They traded down to pick 9 and an extra pick, and then they traded like a whole bunch. They got a whole bunch of picks and DJ Moore to move down 1 more. So they ended up like 10th pick in the draft and 5 additional picks and DJ Moore. And DJ Moore was good this year.
He's great.
So, I mean, what a win. And one of those picks is this year's first overall pick.
Yeah.
So
No, they got a good future. I thought, they
I don't know
now what to do with Fields.
what I would call my favorite story out of that. It's probably the golf one because like that's going to bring me the most like stuff to listen to and read and pay attention to. Mm-hmm. The Bears are just going to fuck this up. So I don't know.
I don't know.
They're in this cycle where they just draft a QB high. They play like shit for 2 years, and they go through coaches and coordinators like water, and they're just in 3 years we're gonna be talking about how Caleb Williams isn't that great, and
or if Bears he is great, they kept Fields over him or something.
yes, those will be your options. So I don't know. Like those are the stories I looked at. Like I think it's the golf one for me. Mm-hmm. Although I did love the Deion Sanders one. That one, I remember thinking about that at the beginning of college football, going, man, how great is that? That he's doing what he's doing over there, and because like when he rolled into Colorado, he basically told everybody on that team like
to leave.
I'm bringing my own players in here.
Yeah,
I'm not just coming over as a coach. I'm bringing my old team with me.
I remember that speech. Like everyone was just like, "What are we doing here?" Like it was the most bizarre coach speak I ever heard. But no, I had a similar the live golf thing and under the radar one, and maybe it's just because we're in Iowa, but the whole Caitlin Clark mania is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
not just saying that because she's my cousin.
I also I thought about the Iowa women almost being national champions.
That's what I mean. That's part of the hype.
It's just insane. They probably should have been. The officiating was absolute trash.
I mean, she's State Farm spokeswoman. Yeah.
She's making
Nike deal, maybe. I think she's
making buku bucks right now.
Yeah, she was in the booth with Tony Romo and Jim Nantz last Saturday or Sunday. She's getting shout-outs from Kevin Durant, LeBron James on Twitter. I mean, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah,
a girl from Iowa and went to my high school.
That is crazy.
It's just kind of crazy to me that she took off like that. So I thought that was interesting because next year we'll go back to nobody talking about women's basketball probably when she's gone.
Unless there's some other name that comes up. I don't know. Yeah, she's done a lot.
Yeah, for that brand.
Jets are going to come back and win this. On the back of Breece Hall.
Oh, God. Good thing I just got a new beer.
Oh, man.
But what else is going on?
I don't know. It's just that time of year where everything is like, like this week at work has been like stupid slow.
Yeah.
And so it's just, it's nothing going on, just kind of waiting for New Year to get here.
The Bears going to make the playoffs? Is that even possible?
No, I don't think it is. There was a while there because, like,
if they held on to that Brown game.
Yeah, I remember when I mentioned the Bears were going to go 9 and whatever.
Yeah.
And you go, what? They're not getting 9 wins. And then they were on track. Then they won like 3 in a row.
Yeah, they're not that bad of a team. They just kind of fucked up.
They were, that Browns game, like, I was like, man, they're going to do it. They're going to get to 9 wins.
Well, I don't know how they blew that game. I remember
Joe Flacco, man. Yeah. He's like, he'll never have to buy another beer in Cleveland ever again.
No. Look at that guy. He doesn't drink. I don't think he even talks. He looks like the most boring man, but very rich.
Yes. It is crazy, like, how he's not playing for the Jets right now.
Yeah, he called and asked. And they said no.
Like, how do you not just bring people in? Like, if you're the Jets, how do you not go,
bring him as a backup to Wilson and see it.
Hey, Cam Newton. Hey, Joe Flacco.
Hey, Tony Romo. You want
anybody who can throw a football, once you guys come in, we're going to have an open tryout. Hey, John Doe off the street. You want to come in and throw a ball around a little bit?
Couldn't have been much worse.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Flacco would have been... I mean, he would have eventually obviously beaten Wilson. He would probably have him close to the playoffs.
Yeah. It's crazy. When I saw that they brought him in, I was like, oh my God.
Well, I honestly didn't think he'd be this.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, this is like a reach here.
Yeah, a reach. And I didn't think he...
Is this guy's just going to be depth. And then he comes in and he just lights it up.
Because even in his prime, it's not like he was a top 5 guy.
He won a Super Bowl with
a loaded defense,
with the Baltimore Ravens, right? But after that, he never did anything ever again. Not really.
Except make a lot of money.
Yeah, well, they all do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna hit we're gonna run out of sports stuff.
I don't know, the football.
Well, I mean, I guess you got like NFL playoffs. You got the Super Bowls. Be up in February.
Football, though, it's gonna be tough.
I guess I'm gonna have to pay attention to baseball.
Basketball here. I'm just kind of following it for my fantasy, but.
Oh yeah, how's the fantasy basketball
going?
I mean, you've talked a couple times about getting paid for the best week or something, right?
Yeah, that's only happened once.
Okay.
But my team is. Where are they? I should win this. I should be like 6-4, which is towards the top of the league. So, but yeah, the NBA just. I don't know. I've lost some interest in it. Yeah, it's just hard to watch.
I tried to watch some at the beginning of the year, and I just haven't been able to watch very much.
Your boy Halliburton's really good, though.
Yeah. You know, one of the playoffs.
Not till like, was it May?
That's what I was thinking. It was like right before summer.
Yeah, because I think the finals are in June, and those are pretty good. They go all out.
Playoff sports are the best sports. Yeah, it goes for any of it, man.
They don't sit out with pussy injuries and rest.
And basketball, it's a long season. It's hard to believe that it's that long.
That's what she said.
Especially how physical that game has gotten.
Yeah, no, it is. That's why, I mean, I hate LeBron, but it's amazing that he's been as healthy his career as he has.
Didn't he just get hurt?
He's not. I don't think it's serious, but he did get. But I mean, he's never like had a major injury. It's always been like, yeah, his longevity is just crazy. The Jonah Hill playing John Daly is going to be awesome. Yeah, saw that drop today.
Yeah, a biopic about John Daly will be good.
He's a character. If he wasn't such a garbage pail, he could have been awesome.
Yeah, he's an interesting story. Like, it'll be really good biopic just because of, the money he lost. He lost a lot of money gambling. Like, he made a lot of money, but he was never in golf like when the real money was out there, like it is today.
And he loves Hooters. You got to respect that.
Be interested to see what his kid does. His kid plays college golf for Arkansas, and he's pretty good. I saw
him and Charlie were together at Woods.
Yeah. No, I saw his son was on Good, the YouTube golfers. Yeah. And one of them, it was on their channel or something, and they did like a match or whatever, and he hits the heck out of the ball. Just like his dad. Yeah.
How old are they? Like, when can you get on tour? Pretty young, you can, right? Like,
I mean,
If you're good
really with golf, if you have, so like some of the stuff are opens, right? So like the U.S. Open, anybody can qualify for that. Or if you are in like, if you have sponsors and they have like exemptions in the tournaments, you can get into tournaments, but you can be in at any age. Like you see it on the LPGA tour more than you would see it on the PGA, but you see some of those girls play at like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts, but the men, it's
That is
usually
nuts.
like, it's usually they come after college golf and they may or may not graduate from college. Like Tiger went and played at Stanford for a year, I think, and then he went pro. I'm trying to think of like if there's been any really, really young male players that have come out and done anything.
Rory
Yeah.
was pretty young, wasn't he?
Yeah.
When he started out?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when he went out on tour. But some of those guys come out and play when they're pretty young. You get some pretty cool invites if you're in college and like you're the best, you're top of the college golfers. Like you get to play like the Masters and stuff if you're, you know, like the best amateur in college or something. So there is some benefits to it. And the thing is though, is like you get into some of those tournaments as an amateur, you can't keep any of the prize money. Like you could get into the U.S. Open, you know, if you're not giving up your amateur status before the event, you could win the whole thing, and you couldn't keep any of the money.
Oh.
Now you could immediately then go pro, and you know that win is going to get you some tour events and whatnot. So
Yeah. Did you see what happened to this Elijah Moore guy?
no,
I just seen a tweet. Some doc. I shouldn't laugh about it, but he's like, unfortunately, those are involuntary movements from a brain injury for Elijah. He's just like spazzing on the. Look at that.
oh crap!
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
At least they didn't cancel the game.
Thank God. They're like, this is fantasy championship weekend. We can't do it again. Yeah, I must have missed that.
I mean, I think I saw the. I mean, I feel like I saw a catch where a guy kind of did that, but I don't think they sat there and showed the over and over like that.
They probably didn't want to.
Well, that's a clip from the broadcast, so.
Oh, but they didn't replay it, I assume,
Yeah.
did they? That much?
don't know.
I don't. How about that hilarious J.R. Blah? What's his name? Jair Alexander? You see that from the Packers?
I saw something. What was the story there?
Great post-game interview. They have designate like 3 captains every game to go for the coin toss, and he just went out there. It wasn't a captain, and he called the coin, and they're like, "What do you want?" He's like, "We want." What did he say? "We want a kick" or something like that. And they're like, "So what do you mean? You like defer?" And he's like, "Sure, defer." And I guess he could have ruined it by saying, "We want a kick." He would have done it for both halves.
Oh.
And he's like, they asked him after, he's like, "Yeah, I just snuck out there. I'm from Charlotte. I thought I should be the captain today." And like,
Oh, good
he didn't
Lord.
know the rules. They suspended him for the next game.
Oh, that's so funny.
I know. He was so nonchalant about it. It was great.
I mean, because I had read something where it was like, I didn't hear all of that. I had just read where he like went out there.
he just snuck on as a captain because he's from Charlotte and they were playing Carolina.
Oh, good Lord.
I mean, suspending him for a game may be a bit much, especially it's pretty much a playoff game for them against Minnesota. You
Yeah.
got to cover Jefferson. I'm surprised they suspended him, but it's just what an idiot.
Have you talked to Craig since he lost?
I haven't. I saw him the day of. He was debating starting Russell Wilson or Jake Browning because he lost to Herbert.
Yeah.
He made the right call there. It's too bad. Cody had some massive games that week. Yeah, your dad's got to be pretty excited.
He is.
Is
but
he
he's-
overthinking it? Like just
Yeah, like he has all year, and he's just worked for him.
well, just Higgins has been a big boom for him.
Yeah. You know, he's like he's calling me to like walk through what his thinking about things for like.
At this point, there's not much thinking,
Yeah, I know.
right? Like,
I know. What was like one of the things he was thinking about it was because
Purdy.
Because Purdy like had an injury in the game or whatever. He was like, he goes, if I tell you my thoughts here, you're not gonna like tell everybody else, are you? I'm like, no, Dad, no, I'm not. I mean, I am, but only after the fact.
There's nothing we can do about it. I'm not gonna.
And because he was talking about like he was gonna pick up a backup QB, and he's like, I'm gonna wait until. This is where sometimes like when he doesn't know the rules and how things work, it's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm gonna wait until after waivers run, and then I'm gonna pick up a backup QB, because he was thinking that people could see his waivers beforehand.
Okay. And this is the man in our championship.
Yes.
What's that say about the rest of us?
I'm like, Dad, no one can see that. You just put the move in ahead of time. And he was like, he was talking about who he was going to pick up. He was what's his nuts from
Darnold?
New Orleans.
Oh, Carr?
Yeah. And I said, that's what I said. I said, well, you should really pick up Darnold, because no one's going to
Looks
pick
like he
him.
did. I'm just looking at his roster now.
No one's going to pick him up, but then he's like a direct replacement for Purdy.
The only
Throwing to the best running back in the league, and a couple of the best wide receivers in the league, and a really good tight end. Like, plug and play there. It's probably pretty close.
Yeah, Purdy's going to play, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It was just a stinger. I don't even know what that means, but
Yeah, he's going to. You just
But
hope
yeah,
he
he's
doesn't re-aggravate it. But
you know, he's called me before that match to kind of talk through his team or whatever.
I know he's riding with Dallas D, but that's a little risky against Detroit.
I told him
but
and it's still, he'll probably call me. That game's on what, Sunday?
Saturday night.
Yeah. Like, I bet he calls me,
Thing is, they are at home, and they do put up big performances at home.
That's what I said.
But
I said it's hard to bet against the guys that got you there.
yeah,
And if you go back and look at their home and away record, and same goes for Detroit. Detroit doesn't play that great away either, right? So that's what I told him. But I said, don't listen to me.
Looking
I
at the
bounced
waivers,
in the
though,
first
I don't
round.
think he's got much better option.
Yeah. I think there was one waiver that was out there, was like the Jets.
And they're too late for that.
Well,
But
and they're getting
they
boat raced.
they still have 11 points, which is respectable. But yeah,
Well, that's because they got a touchdown.
did they? Have they scored?
They scored on a pick six, I think, didn't they?
Okay.
But so yeah, he's been kind of overthinking some of this stuff, but I'm happy he's there. Like he's like, yeah, this is my first time in the championship, and he's him and his spreadsheets. He's got all this stuff figured out. Like he told me, he goes, yeah, Cody, he's averaged like 118 points a week, and I average like 123. I'm like, Dad, none of that matters now. But
Cody
I'm glad you know this.
He was going to miss the play. Like, he really came on. I don't know who it was or what it was, but I know what it was. Does he have Dak, right? Dak got really hot, and Cooper Kupp came back.
Yeah.
That Gibbs has come on for Cody.
Yeah, Gibbs.
I don't really know why he played. Who might have questioned the potential back-to-back champ? But Connor over this Ford kid? I don't know.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, it's a Thursday night game, and
Yeah.
the Jets have been a very good defense. It's hard to
Let's see.
question that too much.
I guess Connor's coming off a pretty good few games, so yeah. Oh, I could see, and at Philly, Philly's not a great defense. Cody did text me. He said, I don't think Brandy wants me to win because she's tired of looking at this night. It is a privilege to have that night.
Yeah, well, then you should have laid down earlier in the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know about that matchup. I think it's pretty close between him and my dad.
Close. It's pretty even.
Kind
Kind of depends on if McCaffrey has one of those games.
He was texting me. What was that? It was Monday night during the Niners game.
Yeah.
And he's like, he was up by 20 something or 30.
I think it's David.
And yeah, that was over
at
the start of the fourth quarter, and he's like, he texted me. He's like, I don't know if I'm gonna win. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, you know, Lamar, like he keeps like throwing the ball and running and like all this stuff. And I'm like, Dad, you're up by 30. There's a quarter of football left. If Lamar Jackson comes back and beats you, considering that you still have 3 players playing, it'll be the greatest thing that's ever happened in the history of fantasy football.
That was over before that game started. Like,
he's not scoring 30 points in a quarter.
no.
Let alone 30 points and you not scoring a single one. I think he's just all worked up about, you know. Because look, like if you don't get into the playoffs very often, like you get in there and you play and you have a good team, like it's nerve-wracking, you know?
There's nothing you can do about
There
it.
isn't, but it is still it's still nerve-wracking.
The worst is getting an injury mid-game with one of your studs.
Oh, yeah.
And that could happen to anybody. I mean,
yeah.
you know, McCaffrey tweaks an ankle or something. You know, they're going to be cautious with him. And
I love my dad. I hope he wins. But I also hope that McCaffrey doesn't play the whole game.
Was he against you?
He's against
That's
me
right.
in the league that now,
You
the league that
selfish
matters.
bitch.
Yeah.
Your father brought you into this.
Well,
or partly brought you into your mother, I guess. He had something to do with it, though.
That's the way we sick and twisted fantasy football players think about things.
Yeah, this has been a rough fantasy year for me. Just heartbreak all over.
I made the playoffs in all 4 of my leagues.
Blah, blah, blah. Good for you.
And I'd like to win the one that I'm still in.
Win one. The one I thought I was going to win that old man league. I don't know how the fuck you beat me there.
I don't know.
I
felt so bad.
Don't feel bad. I had a stacked roster though.
I just like my team was shit, and like all year long, I lost some good players. You know, like I had Chubb on that league, and you know, that was tough losing him, and like nothing else really panned out. I lost the quarterbacks, and it was just a rough year. But somehow I snuck in and had like 6 wins going into that final week, and then I don't know how, but I beat you, and then I had to beat you 2 weeks in a row.
That's just sick.
I think if you would have beat me that
last week,
first week, you would have. I think you would have had a bye.
Yeah. Oh, it's not meant to be.
No, there isn't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, because there's nothing, especially in that league. It's not like, oh, if I started this guy, you know, because best ball just didn't happen.
Yeah. And last week in that league, trying to win, I still had a chance to win, but like even more injuries. Like Keenan Allen, like one of my biggest point scorers, I had to drop him to get somebody. Although I did go grab him off waivers because I didn't want him coming back and like determining one of those championship games because I had to drop Keenan Allen. Like, so I did. I know you're not supposed to, like, when you're out of it, make moves, but I didn't think it was fair that either one of those guys end up with Keenan Allen.
Are you
well,
playing
no,
for
in that
third?
league they pay fourth, and third and fourth are the same amount. So at least that's how they used to do it. I don't know.
Right.
And in that one, the keeper rule is a little different because you don't have to keep them on your roster all year.
That's right.
So if you haven't already, go back and pick up anybody you want.
I should look. I don't think I dropped anybody major.
So yeah, it'll be an interesting weekend. Like, I know I will grind on this like all weekend long. You know.
Who are you grinding on? Your wife?
Yes. While I look at my fantasy football roster, I'll be roster baiting all weekend long.